Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two pickup trucks making love, American made.
Listen up, Autothoughts and Decepticons. You're listening to Prime Cut's non-linear history of the Transformers franchise on television. I'm one of your hosts, Audrey.
I'm your other host, Nero.
We watched 2 episodes this week, but I can't tell you much about them because I watched them last week. We had some technical difficulties with Nero's internet.
The fucking God of Thunder told me shut the fuck up. It did not want me to. They did not want me to record a podcast about these 2 episodes of Transformers Energon.
But yeah, you can't keep a good show down.
We're back. It's still going. These are really weird episodes. One of them is weird in what it's about, and one of them is weird in how little impact it has considering the character it introduces.
It is like a crazy time to do a filler episode.
It's insane.
Which is this is.
Yeah, and I will say, this still isn't the weirdest fucking episode of Energon. That's coming down the pipe a little later, but this is definitely the second weirdest episode of Energon.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. I'm actually quite pedantic about the use of filler episodes. Filler episodes are specific things. They are episodes of anime from a manga adaptation, anime adaptation of a manga, where they caught up with the manga but needed to animate more episodes before new manga content could come up. That is the definition of a filler episode. If it is not that is not a filler episode. That is just a weird side episode, but that doesn't make it filler. So technically this isn't filler, but it sure feels like it, huh?
Yeah, if there was a Super Link manga, this would absolutely be a filler episode because,
yes.
Well, let's just get into these summaries here, starting with episode, and this is where it starts to get interesting. Episode 34 of Super Link, or 33 of Energon, Crash Course, or Special Training, Roadbuster. Hi Fig. Kicker gets a cringy video message from his family, and also a surprise. The hotshot brought his sister Sally into the rift for some fucking reason. Ironhide is angsty about his fight with Scorponok in Superlink / scene missing in Energon. So Hotshot devises a special training program on a newly discovered planet. Meanwhile, Megatron beats the tar out of Shock Blast because he's bored. That's all. That's the whole Decepticon plot for this. It's just Megatron beating the shit out of Shock Blast for literally no reason.
It is a very funny B plot though, too. The race, because you got these wacky hijinks, and meanwhile, Shock Blast is literally fighting for his life.
It's literally just Megatron goes, "Damn, I'm bored. Hey, Shock Blast, get over here. I'm gonna fucking pound the shit out of you, buddy."
All the other Decepticons, led by Starscream in particular, should we stop this? And Starscream's no.
Yeah. Turns out the new planet is Circuit Planet, a planet made entirely of highways, and the special training is a race.
This is so funny. Who built this planet?
What? Okay, so we actually know the answer to that. The answer to this is Alpha Q. More importantly, what planet is this reconstructing from Unicron? Was this a real place, or did Unicron just eat a big chunk out of Texas and eat all the highways?
Yeah, did he just gobble up I-287?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not recapping this fucking race, but I will say that Sally and Skyblast are on commentary. Jetfire and Bulkhead provide some obstacle for the racers. Downshift causes a 15-car pileup, and then Optimus Prime shows up to get Ironhide a true challenge. It's worth noting that while Bulkhead and Jetfire were using, or functionally shooting blanks, Optimus is using full power ammo because he's a fucking freak. Anyway, Ironhide learns his lesson, and Arcee and Misha win the race while everybody's distracted. Yay.
Yay.
the fuck was any of okay, so
this is like, they're like, we need stress relief after redacted happened.
Yeah, it does. This truly makes even less sense than Energon after, like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, man, that last episode was really stressful and dramatic, and Ironhide's really like in his feelings about feeling inferior to
like,
Scorponok, and he needs some like cool training with his boys.
When taken as like, we have hit sort of like the lowest emotional beat this character has experienced thus far, and he needs morale boosting, and he is our like main character, like viewer insert character, basically. At least robot wise, he is. Like, that makes sense. It doesn't make it good necessarily, but it makes it sensical.
Just remember, everybody at home. I want everyone to really, for Energon specifically, I want everyone to keep something in mind. This is the episode that directly follows Inferno dying in the middle of an Energon sun.
Right. So for me, the emotional jarring is unbelievable. No mourning.
Nope.
No mourning, just race.
And there are shots in Superlink, like there's a shot of Kicker thinking about Inferno and like being bummed out about Inferno. There's also stuff with Inferno's death in the Lost Scorponok episode, but in Energon it just feels like nobody gives a shit.
Sounds fascinating.
They don't give a shit.
Which makes it really funny next episode, actually. That's the one note I have. Like,
God,
for next episode is about Inferno.
Very funny.
Yeah. So, like, the few things I have for this is just, like, I'm going to kill Dr. Jones. At this point, he's not even doing anything particularly bad. He just speaks so annoyingly.
He is an annoying motherfucker.
He truly... We've talked about him JoJoing before. He truly takes 3 sentences to say one.
Yep.
So, this episode, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, the first line of dialogue in this episode is Kicker opening this message from Dr. Jones, and the message starts, "Hi, Kicker, greetings from Cybertron. We thought we'd send a message to say hi."
He just loves the sound of his own voice.
I'm like, "I'm going to kill you." And he does it again at the end of the episode. I can't remember what it is he says. I just, like, had to put down, it's like, I can't stand this man and his talking habits.
Why did Hotshot bring the teenage girl into the war zone?
Yeah, so this is so next up is, there's this, like, scene between Kicker and Misha before we even get to
before Hotshot even tells Iron, "Hey man, we discovered this really cool player. We can go and smoke weed behind the bleachers."
And it leads into that, and it's like this very innocuous scene. Hey, quick question for you: do you remember what the background music for you was during this scene? I just fucking
it all just blends together. Although I do have a note because I peek behind the curtain. I just watched Omega Supreme. There was a really funny background music note I have for that.
Okay,
but I do not remember this
because
scene, no.
I have a very funny like background music note for this scene. It's the fucking like horror music. Like that they use when like something really serious is happening, like when Inferno was like fighting off like Megatron's influence. Like, it's this same track over this completely innocuous scene of Misha and Kicker on the bed, like talking about stuff, and then like Ironhide showing up and Hotshot showing up and being like, "Hey, I brought your sister," and it lasts the entirety of the scene. And
that's
like,
really funny.
It's so jarring. I'm like, is something like what? Like, am I supposed to be concerned about what's going on? Like, I genuinely don't understand what's happening.
Sally just gets kidnapped by a fucking dive bomb drone like she's a chihuahua getting stolen by a hawk.
The scene transitions in this episode are bizarre. Did you note that as well?
Yeah, there's some interesting ones.
There's extreme, like, a lot, particularly before the race begins, of, like, very weird fade to blacks.
There is.
When they're just, like, walking to transition into the next scene. I don't get it. Like,
they just got the most recent version of fucking After Effects and they want to play around.
I don't understand. I do have a note here that just says deranged behavior, which
I mean, that just all of it, just the whole thing.
Oh, I think I do remember what this was about. This was a note about the fact that, like, towards the end of the race, is it with Optimus?
Yeah,
It
I
might
think
be.
so.
When they go off the big jump.
No, that's
like,
Cliff Jumper, I think. That's with Jetfire, I believe, or maybe Bulkhead. Because Optimus is at the very end.
Right, you're right. He shows up at the fortress. That's right. No, who is the one leading him there?
I believe it's leading who where? Hang on.
Like, who's the one leading Ironhide towards the finish line? Is it
I think
Hotshot?
it's Hotshot's in front.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there is a jump that happens. This, like, huge jump. And again, it's just, like, layers. It's like someone made a really layered Hot Wheels track. That's what
this is fucking Planet Hot Wheels.
Yeah, it's like layers of road on top of road on top of road. How are they existing? No one knows. How are they supported? No one knows. Don't ask. It's stupid. And there's like a jump at the end, and like Hotshot goes for it. He's like, okay, go for it. And like Ironhide like digs real deep and like trusts in the process, I guess, and like goes as fast as he can and just makes it to the other side. And it's like, whoa, that was close. And it's like, and Hotshot's like, yeah, if you hadn't blasted with all of your hadn't accelerated with everything you had, you would have been a goner. Like, very cheerfully.
And then it cuts to Cliff Jumper hanging off of the edge of the jump because he didn't make it.
Correct. And he says something there as well where it's just like, he's like, I wanted to get off-road, but this is more than I was expecting, or something like that.
Zing.
Zing, zing, zing. And then, meanwhile, Shock Blast is dying.
It just cuts back to Shock Blast every so often, just getting his shit rocked. Once again, literally for no reason. Yeah, just a few other bits here. So
you can't say he doesn't deserve it, though.
He does suck ass. So there's like a running bit with the commentary that Sally keeps like talking over Skyblast, or like completely eating up all of the like lines, at least in Superlink. I don't know if the joke is the same in the Energon. And also Skyblast is wearing sunglasses. I don't know why.
Whatever.
Prowl keeps trying to arrest the other racers for bad driving. There's a bunch of like yeah, I really, you know what, I know what feature of this episode I really like?
Yeah.
All of the generic Autobots who just show up, all of the guys who just turn into uncolored models of Hotshot's alternate mode.
All I can think about is the painted Q-tips from episode 1 of Star Wars in the pod race.
Yeah.
It's like a great way to do the crowd, but like that is kind of like what it feels like.
Yeah, just like a lot of generic Autobots in the crowd, just random guys in the race, so we can have like I said, downshift accidentally causes a 15-car pileup.
Yeah.
Can we and there's like a thing that's like RC and Misha are like, damn, it's only boys in this race, but we'll show them. Girls can drive too.
Right, the girls win. Tee.
Yeah, they say RC and Misha win, but like RC did the driving. That's how it works. It's like because Kicker is riding on Ironhide's fucking roof for a majority of this race. Actually, no, he's in the driver's seat. But if Ironhide won, would they say Ironhide and Kicker?
Probably.
Bullshit. Can we talk about Optimus? Can we talk about so the first
Oh my god, he's so funny.
The first time, yeah, it's really so. The first time we see him, he's like in the fucking war room, and somebody snitches to him. I think it might be Rodimus. Like, hey, the boys are having a good time out on Circuit Planet. Should we like tell them to knock it off? And Optimus says, "Oh, let them have their fun. That's okay." And then we leave that. And then at a certain point, he's like, so this is like a special training thing for Ironhide, right? Well, I gotta give him the real training. I gotta go.
Oh no, this was the deranged behavior.
Yeah, this is
them firing real guns at them.
Like I
Except
said,
it was blanks, but like still.
No, it wasn't, because that's the thing. So
Right.
Jetfire and Bulkhead were both like shooting at them as well, but they explicitly say they're using like low energy shots.
Yeah.
It's just like a little fun thing. And like there's a bunch of turrets as well that Jetfire has, which by the way, I noted that like the shots of Jetfire like commanding the turrets are some of the most fluid and expressive like character animation shots using these fucking models in the whole show. Very weird. Just like weirdly fluid posing that I noticed. Probably because they reused the shot like 4 times.
Yes, that they do.
But yeah, they're doing that. They're haha, we're doing it, and it's Ironhide and Hotshot are neck and neck. And then Optimus says, I have an idea. And so he brings Wing Saber, and they do the reverse combine now, where he has his legs on top, which is apparently cannon mode, I guess, because he has more guns, and he just starts shooting Ironhide and Hotshot for real.
Yes.
And he says, "Come on, this is training, right? Let's train."
This
He like
Optimus is like out of control. This is like Optimus gone wild.
He was right at the end of Armada. He doesn't deserve the Matrix. This is how he's acting fucking 10 years later.
Optimus, what are you gonna do with your life? I'm gonna get what I want.
And yeah, so it's like, and Ironhide's like, he learns like, oh, sometimes you gotta fucking let
Get over
someone,
your dead friends.
You gotta get over dead friends and like play as a team and let someone else get the glory, because he like holds Optimus off while
that's right.
Hotshot goes for the win. That was like the whole point, I guess. And yeah, that's when fucking RC and Misha just drive up. Also, my last note here is that at the end of Super Link, Ironhide asks Kicker what a girlfriend is.
Yes, that happens in the dub as well.
Thank God.
Yes, that does happen because yeah. So as they leave, Hotshot, as Hotshot and Lucy, it's Lucy,
Sally.
right? Sally. Sally's like says something like, "Yeah, whatever, Kicker. Like, go hang out with your girlfriend." And like he and Misha blush, and then Ironhide's like, "What's a girlfriend?"
Pretty good. So yeah, that was just a completely random series of events that occurred. Now let's get back to business with episode 35 of Superlink, or 34 of Energon, Omega Supreme, or in Japanese, the Ancient Sage Omega Supreme.
Hey, nothing happens in this episode.
Yeah, we'll get to this. I don't know why it's called that. He doesn't do anything. All right. Primus teleports Dr. Jones down into Cybertron in order to show him Omega Supreme, a really cool guy. Rad wants to call Optimus to tell him about the really cool guy, which they can actually do because the signal is suddenly clear between Cybertron and the Rift. We learn that this is because Unicron has quote-unquote eaten all the dark matter, whatever the fuck that means, and is close to waking up. The rift space still makes it just, there's nothing, I don't understand anything that's going on in there. As the Autobots prepare for an all-out assault, Megatron demands treats for the hungry Chaos God. The Decepticons go out to blow up planets through unclear means, except for Shockblast, who stays behind to scheme about stealing Megatron's epic chair. Despite the Autobots' best efforts, Unicron's body begins to wake up, and they can't do much to stop it. Thankfully, Omega Supreme arrives to do, well, not much of anything, actually. And Dr. Jones throws literally every Energon tower at Unicron, which also ends up not accomplishing much of anything. The Autobots vow that they will stop Unicron as Megatron gets ready to reclaim the head from Alpha Q. Also, Inferno is back. Yay.
Yeah.
That, and I'm not like, that is literally how it feels in the episode. By the way, the Inferno thing, he just shows up with no fanfare in his new body, which I guess it looks like. I don't know if it looks better or worse, actually. What do you think about his new fucking body?
It is far from the worst we've seen here.
No, he doesn't have the weird, like, Inferno's robot mode when he was in his old body always looked like he was wearing his pants too high, like he was an old man, like his legs were too long.
What I will say about the new one that I don't like is that I do think it has also made him more indistinct.
Oh yeah, he looks like everybody else.
Yeah.
He's been greebled.
And it's and not only that, but like the color, right? Like Inferno was one of the few easy ones to identify because he was the red bitch.
Yeah, he was the red fire truck. I know that
Yeah.
guy. That's Inferno.
Yeah.
Now he has the same color scheme as Landmine and
Yeah.
Cliff Jumper, basically.
And it's like, oh, okay, fine.
Don't worry,
like,
you won't have to
it
remember.
Like, I can't recognize anyone in this show anyway, so who gives a fuck?
Well, you'll be
truly?
able to recognize him through his standout personality.
You're right.
His memorable
You
character.
know what? You're right. So true, bestie.
Yet again, this is another case of Takara going, hey, this is a new body for this character, and Hasbro going, actually, this is a Roadblock. This is a new guy. And Takara completely ignoring them. So that's the case in basically all of these. Can we talk about Omega Supreme, the titular character of this episode who doesn't do jack shit?
Sorry?
He doesn't do anything.
No, he doesn't.
So,
No.
He doesn't. So, number one, he is introduced...
First of all, Nero, there is nothing that happens in Energon that has not happened in Superlink.
You're right. Nothing ever...
That is not the way that path goes. That is a one-way road. Where sometimes things that happen in Superlink don't make it to Energon. It does not go in the opposite direction.
Omega Supreme... He's a big character, both size-wise and, like, importance-wise, usually, right? Like, that's a big guy.
Yeah.
To borrow a wrestling term here, he is booked atrociously for his debut. Like, what the fuck is this? They're fighting Unicron, who still looks like shit, by the way. I hate his new colors. His texturing is weird. And he just Omega Supreme literally shows up T-posing. Like, not like the old classic T-posing, but like the the new style A-pose. He's literally just A-posing. And he doesn't say anything. And he also doesn't do anything.
He doesn't do shit. The only one who actually does anything is Inferno, who, like, is basically a pinup girl riding a bullet. Like on the side of a missile.
First of all,
he is rodeoing Energon Towers.
Yeah.
Like a El Paso rancher.
So at the beginning of the episode, Optimus asks Dr. Jones, like, hey, I need something more powerful than the Energon grid. And Dr. Jones is like, you got it. And his answer is just throw a bunch of Energon towers at him.
So in Energon,
all of the Energon towers we have lying around, throw it at Unicron.
Yeah, so in Energon, I do remember it. Like, Optimus does specifically ask for Energon towers. He's like, I need more of them. And Dr. Jones goes, yes, sir, Optimus, sir, whatever you say. I love you. I'm your biggest fan. It's like, who are you, dude?
He is dick riding Optimus so hard. It's because they're both freaks.
They're both bad dads.
They are. Fucking hell.
United by asking what if the kid had bad vibes.
Yeah, I mean, this episode is literally just so many fucking shootouts in space. It's just like nothing happens. There are a couple of notes I have. Number one, the Decepticons finally gathered enough Energon to turn the lights back on inside Unicron. Because for fucking like 10 episodes now, every interior shot of Unicron has been lit like the inside of a dog's asshole. You can't see shit. It's just black and green highlights, and that's it. You cannot see anybody in there, but they finally got enough Energon to turn the lights back on. And also my other note for Superlink is So they have like the eye catches, right? When they
Yeah.
have like the honestly really nice looking character art.
Yeah.
Like the
Imagine if
designs
the
for
show
those
looked like that.
Like the designs for those character splashes are like pretty appealing looking. Way more appealing than anything ever looks in the show. But the one of them is Mirage, and he just goes, "Hello, nice children. I'm Shockfleet. How are you?" It's like, what?
Pretty good.
He's literally just normal.
My single note for this episode is when Inferno shows up. He like calls over to Kicker's like, "Hey, Kicker, remember me?" And Kicker goes, "I'd never forget about you, buddy," which are bold words
He
from a
says that.
character.
He says that because he did totally forget who Inferno was. That's why he called him buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like when someone like says, "Hey man, what's up?" and you don't remember. I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And you like fist bump him, but then you just kind of go through the conversation and
Yeah.
and all the entire time you're like, "Who the fuck is this?"
And you get really excited when you learn they transition so they can tell you their new name.
Yeah. He transitioned from fire truck to crane. That is what Inferno did.
Is his name still Inferno?
Yeah, I don't even remember. I mean, in Super Link it is. I don't remember if they ever even call him Roadblock in fucking Energon. Like, I think they just keep calling him Inferno,
Awesome. Good stuff.
which is incredible.
No, it's
Can't
good.
Even,
It's good.
Can't even commit to it. At least they called fucking Smokescreen Hoist in Armada after his body change.
Right, because the point is to create a new toy for a new character. But who gives a shit,
Man.
right? Like, who gives a shit?
Speaking of new toys, I actually had the Omega Supreme toy. So the thing about Omega Supreme that we haven't seen yet, his transformation sequence is that he pulls his body in half and he turns into a boat and a train, and then they combine to make Omega Supreme.
Great.
You know, I'm gonna say, out of all Omega Supreme designs, this is the worst one, which is like, you know, it's not uncommon for Energon to have the worst fucking
Everything.
Yeah, like, God, it just looks bad. Like the clashing colors.
It is I feel like it is Energon more than any of the other series. Even G1, honestly, feels like a shameless cash grab.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, it has like the low effort like anime. The fact that it totally was like Armada did fucking, it made $7 unicronillion, and so they had to rush this out the door to like fucking actually get more money. And as it turns out, this did not do. I've talked about this before. Energon wasn't like a unsuccessful, but it was not doing Armada numbers. Like it was barely doing like Beast Machines numbers, which is not necessarily where you want to be for a toy line. But of course, then they capped the trilogy off with the best one, which we'll get to at some point. I've been thinking a lot about Transformers Cybertron, actually, because that's like the other one of my childhood. But that's not the show we're talking about, unfortunately.
No, it's not. It's this.
Why does he put Omega Supreme puts Scorponok and Starscream in the torture balls and smashes them together like he's a toddler playing with matchboxes?
I don't remember any of this happening.
Like, everyone's talking about this is Omega Supreme. He's like the sacred sage of Cybertron. He only awakens when there's great danger.
All right.
And, like, he knocks some guys together with telekinesis and points to make the Energon towers go faster.
Couldn't tell you anything
like-
about that. It's
like
gone.
the-
It's out of my brain.
I can't wait until you see, because spoilers, Omega Supreme is yet another fucking power-up mushroom for Optimus Prime.
Yeah, obviously.
I
Those
can't
boots
wait for you
those
to
boots
see.
are made for walking.
Yeah, the fucking Omega Optimus is the funniest one.
I have to imagine he's like a mech suit. He's like a power suit or something.
He literally wears him like a fursuit. Like it's
Yeah.
just Omega Supreme with Optimus's head poking out the top.
Awesome. Good stuff. Do we have anything else to talk about for these
No,
episodes?
nothing happened.
Okay.
Nothing happened. But thankfully, our lunatic listener base really came out for the questions this week. Good lord.
I might make an executive decision to skip some of these because this is too many, actually.
There's so many.
There's too many of these. And so
what's wrong with you people? It's Energon.
Like, we're gonna have to, like, either speedrun or skip some of these. So, starting off, we didn't have any on Twitter, did we?
Oh, God, let me check. We have 75 on Twitter now. Let's see. We do have actually one on Twitter.
Okay, great.
From Z Paladin, Mami Amcha. To replace the anime fighting game, trademark, what show do you really wish had a kart racer? Oh, this is good. Naruto. Because, like, so, like,
Which
the thing
anime?
is, like,
Do we wish had a kart racer?
So, you know how every anime gets, like, a shitty 3D arena fighter?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no,
like,
I get
that,
you.
but for a kart racer. Like, what anime do you want to have a janky-ass cash grab kart racer spinoff?
Berserk.
Oh my god.
Okay. Sidewinder Sabrina asks.
I just imagined Griffith driving the egg of the king, the fucked up little egg face.
Yeah.
Like it's like the Yoshi egg car from Mario Kart. That's pretty good.
Sidewinder Sabrina asks, which is your favorite Mario Kart? My personal fave is Double Dash. I like 8.
8's like probably the best one, like objectively. I have the most fondness for Mario Kart DS because that was my childhood Mario Kart, and I played the fuck out of that one.
Though this doesn't really count, but holy shit, Koopa Challenge at Universal Studios Japan, which is a Mario Kart ride.
My favorite Mario Kart is the real one I got to drive around. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
You sound so mad.
I'm fucking molding over here.
I just want to say it is like one of the sickest experiences I've had at an amusement park.
Yeah. Oh, it was so cool. I got to drive the Mario Kart around. I hit the mushroom.
You're so mad. How about other racing games? Have you played any good racers like F-Zero GX or Burnout? Crash Team Racing, baby!
Yeah. I played a lot of Crash Nitro Kart for the original Xbox, which was it's like the follow-up to Crash Team Racing. The racing game I was about to say I don't play a lot of racing games. The racing game I played the most when I was a kid was the Wacky Races game for the Dreamcast.
Oh, that's something else.
That is a fun-ass kart racer.
I, 100%ed CTR. I was so fucking... Because I only had, 4 games. I had, CTR and, the 3 Spyro games. And that was, all I played. I had a different game called Pandemonium that I couldn't get past the second level. And then I had, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, I think.
I never played that one, but I did have that one.
I had it,
weird.
but there was a part in it where you have to fight living armor, and I was so scared of that part. It was so scary that I never got past it. So the only 4 games that I was ever actually playing were the Spyro games and CTR until I got a PS2. And I also had whatever the normal Crash game, Time Warp or whatever.
Right.
Crash Time Warp.
The current one was.
Yeah, that was, that I played a bunch too, but I played the ever-living shit out of CTR. So good at that game. I'm gonna skip this next one. Sorry, Sabrina. And then, is the racing EP the equivalent to this show's beach episode?
I'm trying to remember if this show actually...
That is, that is literally what we talked about at the beginning. This isn't actually filler. This is the equivalent to the beach episode.
No, this isn't the beach episode. Remember the episode where Signal Flare discovers he can generate energon by sunbathing? That was the beach episode.
Fine. Then it's the baseball episode. Whatever you want to say.
This is absolutely the baseball episode.
Did Optimus utilize girl power when revealing a new alt Optimus now with feet hands during the beach episode?
I hate the feet hands. Okay.
They suck. They suck.
I gotta talk about canon mode. At least with the normal fucking stupid wing saber alt mode, the colors kind of line up with G1 Optimus, right?
Yeah.
If you put the blue part on top, it looks so much worse.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It's
Fuck
it's
that.
it's so bad.
I hate you,
he
Wing
looks
Saber.
he looks like a gibbon while it's like in the transformation sequence. It's not good to look at. Best racing game soundtrack. I don't play enough racing games.
Yeah. Fuck. What is that? Cruising USA.
Great. Slipstream Sam asks, is there a Transformer who should turn into the Initial D car? Honestly, I think Wheeljack should.
Yes.
That feels, given what Wheeljack's alt mode is anyway, that feels correct to me.
Wheeljack is just really into drifting incidentally. He just loves it so much.
Which franchise should have a completely new shoehorned in racing spin-off? Saw.
Fucking Jigsaw Kart?
Yep.
Excellent.
And then, you unlock Billy on a tricycle.
Yes. He's the secret racer.
Yeah, he's the secret racer.
His stats are fucking terrible.
But he's so fun to play.
Yeah.
What would your personal track be themed after in a kart racer? I mean,
it's like a Waluigi pinball or whatever. Like, what's your theming?
yeah, no, I know, I get the question. I'm just trying to think about what it would be.
Dinosaurs for me.
Maybe like a cocktail lounge or something.
That's a fun idea.
Like, yeah, like spinning around the bar. Like, what if you were small in a cocktail lounge?
Oh, the another racing game we played a lot of a couple of years ago was Hot Wheels Unleashed. It's shockingly decent. Like, not even really a kart racer. It was more like a actual racing game. Fun.
Sure not. Chet asks, have you heard about the new Transformers racing video game coming out? Is that real?
They're not me. I haven't. If it's real, I have heard nothing about it.
Huh.
Here's my understanding of the current video game happenings in Transformers. Number one, Reactivate is still. Those don't count. Number one, Reactivate is still somewhere around there. It'll come out eventually. And number two, I have heard a rumor that they're gonna do remasters of the War for Cybertron games. That's about it.
That would be good.
I mean we could fucking play them again.
Yeah.
Because I believe right now the servers are down and you can't even buy them.
Serena asks, do you think we will ever get to see Ginrai in Transformers media ever again?
Why are we talking about goddamn Ginrai? It is Transformers Energon.
Who?
That is a man from fucking he's from Victory, I think.
Oh.
Either
okay.
Victory or Headmasters. No, he is from Victory. Because that's the one where it's like basically a mech show. No. We're not going to see Ginrai ever again.
Ruby Road Rage asks, do you think the Transformers franchise has space for a racing show that just inexplicably has a giant robot disguised as one of the cars? No wars, no gimmicks, just good, clean racing? Absolutely not.
No.
Here's the thing. The real issue with that is that it doesn't transform, which means it fails as a toy commercial.
That is basically what the first Blur episode from Transformers Animated is. He never transforms in that episode.
Right, but that's not the entire series.
True. He eventually
does. He does transform. So
yeah, they do a bunch. What is the point of like one of these cars as a robot if it doesn't? Yeah. Transform into a robot or do any cool robot stuff.
Even if it does, then that is still just one character. The point of this show is to sell toys. So, unfortunately, it fails as a commercial for that. So, unfortunately, no. Nero from Disney Minus asks, do you think that our Lord and Savior Padlock would enjoy the humble act of drifting and racing? Veer, I'm begging you. I'm begging you.
These are the things Padlock enjoys. Water without any ice. The latest season of The Simpsons. White bread and breathing, white bread and dirt. Those are the things Padlock enjoys. Stop sending in Padlock questions.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to skip the next question. Sorry, chat.
You can guess the answer to this question every week. The answer is the same.
Ruby asks, imagine getting lost deep within this planet. Is this the backrooms of shitty gimmick planets? Yeah, probably.
Is this what the backrooms for cars is?
Yeah.
Is this like Coruscant where there's like seedy underbelly racing towns, right? Like the fucking, which by the way, I forgot to mention it during the actual episode stuff. It's really funny that Cybertron took two of these planets, being Jungle Planet and Speed Planet, and turned them into their own settings in Cybertron and just like actually fleshed them out.
Oh, I look forward to that.
Velocitron is in Cybertron. That's where it comes from.
Oh,
Fun fact.
okay.
It doesn't have the insane like Mortal Engines ass living cities though.
Okay.
Like in IDW.
Got it.
It's just like this planet. It's just a planet where they love to race.
Great. Okay. What is Optimus's major malfunction anyway? Why is he like this? Werner Herzog optional.
I'm not gonna do it for this one. I think I don't know what I think he just got really bored over those 10 years.
It's so unclear, but he is not well.
He went a little stir crazy. He had cabin fever for 10 years with no violence to inflict. Like we saw at the end of Armada, Optimus seemed pretty normal for that show. But at the end, like Galvatron proved like, oh, you're kind of a sicko. You're kind of a fight sicko just like me. And I think he never really processed that revelation. And so he's just been sitting there percolating for 10 years. And it's coming out and he's going to shoot his own guys in their stupid little race. He needs help.
Werner John Herzog asks, worst Transformer to be in a kart racing game. What about if they don't race
Puffer.
with their alt modes and just drive normal Mario Karts?
That's Ambulon. Ambulon is driving an actual go-kart.
My first answer was going to be Perceptor.
Really, really slow on his like weird tank treads he has on it for some reason. Oh wait, no, wait. Soundwave.
Reflector.
They can all be powered.
Just a camera dragging itself with two hands down.
I'm surprised there actually hasn't ever been a fucking Transformers racing game, like a fucking Twisted Metal car combat racing game.
Yeah, here's the thing: it would have only made sense probably with G1, and the technology simply wasn't there yet.
No, we were still doing shit on the Commodore 64 back then.
Y'all hear about what happened to Blur? Yeah.
Which one?
I assume
Cyberverse.
Yeah. Given that it's like the same sort of planet kind of thing here.
Oh.
Yeah, rough stuff.
Fucked up. I'm just thinking about fucked up shit keeps happening to Blur. Have you ever thought about that?
I mean,
because like
to be fair, they also like keep killing Cliff Jumper. Like a lot of characters have sort of things happen to them consistently that are pretty poor.
Very funny.
Ruby asks, "Wait, what if they are in the robot modes riding Korokyu style karts of their alt modes?" I don't know what that is. Oh, but
I think Korokyu is like a line of Transformers toys where they're like driving their own car modes around.
Megatron riding a gun cart. Pretty good.
You'd have to be a tank in this.
No.
Second.
P-38 Walther. P-38 Walther or bust.
That's his special fucking attack is that he turns into the gun and shoots people. But he's driving a tank. You get the best of both worlds.
I've been reading a manga called Gachiakura. And it's like a typical shonen where like basically like people who spend enough time like really caring for specific like objects can like turn those objects into weapons. And like I'm in a big fight scene right now, and like at the end of it, like realizing that she's not going to win, one of the characters just like pulls out a gun and shoots the other person.
Yes, I love that shit. The fucking
goes to one of her teammates and does the same thing to his enemy.
Classic Indiana Jones shit, like all of this fucking like crazy animation. Just shoot him.
Yeah, like her item, her jinky is a pair of scissors, which like when she like uses it grow huge, and she like wields them on her like ankles like a hoppet. Do you remember those? Like she's like swings it around like that.
Yeah.
And then she's like, actually, fuck this, and just takes out a gun and shoots the opponent.
I mean, look, that sounds way easier than trying to swing a big scissors around with your feet.
And then, like, they're like, oh shit, you're a hitman, what the fuck? Yeah, great stuff. Cass asks, oh wait, no.
Just shooting Frieza with a gun as he's transforming.
Yeah, really. Sabrina asks, how appropriate is it that the Omega Supreme reveal and thus the start of the next leg of Energon happens at the end of the Goofy Beach episode? Do you think the race EP is going to be the peak of Energon, or are we? Oh, sorry, the race episode is going to be the peak of Energon, or are we still going up?
Like I said, there's one episode that surpasses this in terms of baffling content. I did forget that they edit the Omega Supreme thing into the end of the Energon episode.
They do
that
do
is
that.
not the case in Superlink.
Oh,
That
what
is
the
the beginning.
fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they had to. I don't know. Actually, that doesn't make any sense at all. But I guess because they had to like, you just sat through 20 minutes of bullshit. We have to like give you kids something to look forward to
I
next
actually
week.
think it works better as like the
Yeah.
end of the episodes.
And-
Like, I think that
and-
Energon actually made the better decision there, but still, what the fuck?
I'm pretty sure they also erased Primus by
for
just
sure.
having Dr. Jones find Omega Supreme. In Superlink, literally, he gets teleported into this tomb and Primus tells him, "This is Omega Supreme, he's fucking badass." And Dr. Jones says, "Holy shit, it's Omega Supreme, he's badass."
Fantastic. No, in Energon, it's Dr. Jones is like, holy shit, I think this is Omega Supreme. I heard somewhere that he's badass. Like, I read somewhere that he was badass.
Read it in my fucking
Yeah.
Cybertronian history book, nerd.
Do you think this Optimus, Unicron Trilogy OP, is such an ass because he had to go through what we saw Megatron experience in the 3 episodes that Optimus was fucking dead?
This is what I was saying. He's been doing that for 10 years. He's gone fucking stir crazy.
Like, the whole journey of losing to your most hated enemy from a certain point of view, feeling unworthy of the Matrix, losing the objects of motivation, and having to live through the end of everything you know. Is it that, or maybe he just doesn't like Kicker's dad?
No, he likes Kicker's dad. Or at least
No.
Okay,
Yes.
maybe
No,
not.
no. He does not like Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones loves him.
That's right. I forgot when he hung up on him that one time. That was really funny.
Yeah, he does not like Dr. Jones. He doesn't like anyone. Like, here's the key about that's my secret, Captain Primus. I don't like any of these motherfuckers.
He's just a huge dick to everybody.
He hates everyone. It's so messed up. Anyway.
I mean, look, great minds think alike. This is exactly what I was saying just like a few minutes earlier. This is why he's like this. 10 years of nothing.
Yeah. Hey, Bine asks, what is the most important or just favorite episode of Transformers Prime that you would completely excise from the series that caused the most continuity issues?
Oh, shit.
I have this one, Bob.
Yeah, what is it? Which one?
Okay, it's a tie between the last episode of season 1 of Optimus losing his memories and of the episode spoilers, we haven't gotten there yet, where Starscream loses his T-Cog.
Yeah, I was gonna say the flashback episode about RC and Cliffjumper and Shockwave. Just excise that, fuck the whole third season up. It'd be great.
I do think getting rid of the last episode of season 1 just is like,
It's
like that would be very funny. Season
It'd be
2,
really yeah,
what happened?
they forget to. Or you could also do the same thing with the end of season 2 as well.
Yeah.
Just the same thing of like you come to the next season, it's like, oh, some shit happened, I guess.
Where's the Autobot base? Shit.
It's that big mountain.
The
What
fuck?
Yeah, but I guess like the big season finales are kind of cheating, right? Because like the whole thing of the load-bearing Scorponok episode
Yeah.
is that like it's not like a big story beat, it's a big character
Okay,
beat.
but do we have big story beats in this show?
I mean big yeah, I mean well we have more big character beats in Prime.
Right, but like my point is that like that's an unfair comparison because there
True.
aren't any big story beats in Energon, so we have no idea
Yeah.
what it would look like for one of those to be gone.
True.
I
True
say
enough.
I say the last episode of season 1.
It'd be the funniest.
I'm not answering any more padlock questions. I'm just gonna make that
Fuck.
decision. I'm not answering it anymore.
Hashtag I'm glad he died.
Yeah, I'm done. If Energon's Autobot cast had to do a kart race to determine which of the 2 Optimus Primes is the real one and which is an elaborate copy set by Megatron.
We gotta get to season 2, G1 soon.
I know.
Oh.
Would the Autobots bother when both Optimuses be jerks?
It would be really hard to tell the difference.
Yeah. There is nothing they could do to tell the difference, honestly.
What does he call Bumblebee in that? What does the thing Optimus call Bumblebee in that episode?
I can't
He
remember.
calls him something wrong. It's a really funny fucking mix-up too.
I don't remember. Veer asks, what is Hotshot apologizing to you for while he lays on the ground to look at you through your open bedroom door?
I did forget about that angle. That's a weird shot.
Yeah, it's a weird shot.
He threw up.
So this is in the episode, this is him coming up through the window to apologize for bringing Sally over.
Why did you do that, Hotshot? But yeah, I think my answer is that he threw up.
Let my cat eat plastic.
Sorry, I let your cat eat plastic. He just seemed like he loved it so much.
I mean, this boy do love his plastic.
Yeah, Leon does too.
Boy, I sure hope we get to see Hotshot's famous blaster in these episodes. It's seen so much use in this series. Enough.
No. Literally, we have already long passed its only other appearance. I think that was like in episode fucking 15 or something.
Is it just me, or does the pillar behind Omega Supreme make it look like his head glitched out and got super long? I stopped paying attention to stop even processing bad visuals in this shows.
Wait, yeah, hang on. I forgot to mention one of the worst looking visuals we've seen so far, which is when it zooms in on Omega Supreme in stasis or whatever. Very clearly, they just found rock surface dot texture and applied it to Omega Supreme's model. There you can see so many fucking seams. It's like a bad Minecraft skin. Great stuff as always. From our team over at Transformers Energon.
Sam asks, if placed in a room with each other, which pair of the Energon cast would kill one another first? Additionally, who manages to bore the other into sleep / whatever's Cybertronian equivalent first?
Shock Blast and anybody else for the first one.
Yeah.
And the answer is always Shock Blast. The second one, I feel like...
You know what? One of them is Padlock.
Yeah, I got
There,
bored.
you want us to talk about Padlock? It's here. Padlock bores the other person to death. Into sleep. Whatever.
He's talking to him about how he watched Friends on Netflix the other day. He's talking about that for 30 minutes.
Oh my god. I'm falling asleep right now.
He keeps fucking summarizing episodes to the other person. I was just nodding politely, trying to get out of the conversation, but he just keeps going.
Also, hey, remember when Kicker's dad dangled him down a mineshaft by his foot as if dunking the boy into sticks to give him vulnerability of Achilles, but kind of just putting him in mortal peril? Kind of fucked up. Which Autobot should be allowed to step on him? Literally any of them, honestly. The Decepticons, too.
Anybody. Give Kicker a suit of power armor and let him do it.
It's open season, baby. Sabrina asks, what is each of the characters' favorite things to snack on, and if you think they would have preferences for types of snacks? I'm not going to do this one.
You can't. Look, you gotta understand, people. You can't do the character-based ones, because the characters in this show are so shallow.
Particularly, if it doesn't have to do with the episodes.
Yeah, what am I supposed to, what am I supposed to, I wonder what type of snack Downshift likes. He's not a guy. He's not a character.
Yeah.
This show just has such a massive bloated cast. These questions, we can't do them.
If your questions, I think we can answer them again if the questions had to do with the episodes. If someone asked this week, who would they main in Mario Kart or whatever, right?
Or if you narrow it to a group of characters, because if it's just the Decepticons, because there's actually not that many of those guys, or just Team Rodimus or just Team Bulkhead. Because the answer for Cliffjumper is weed brownies.
Great. So that is actually the end of our questions for this week.
Yep. You said so many questions. Look, I know the episodes are short, but you don't got to send in this many questions to fill out the time. We can do it.
And I mean, again, if we do get this many questions, we are going to skip some. That is going to be inevitable.
What is Snowcat's favorite snack?
What?
Snow cone.
Oh. I was going to say snow caps.
We have been Prime Cuts. Follow us on Twitter. Prime Gets Pod. We are a part of the Noise Space Network with a variety of wonderful, beautiful shows on literally any subject in the human imagination. You can find it on Noise Space. And I'm not exaggerating in the slightest.
Asterisk, not true. Asterisk.
Noise Space is actually a sort of
We're going
infinite
to be
void.
shadow banned for misinformation.
I'm Near. You can follow me on Twitter at Dragon Smoocher, on co-host Dragon Smuggler, on Tumblr, it's like Lunch to the 5 at the end of it. And my projects are coming out of hiatus, ready for Heidelin coming back soon. And also, Jane and I are working on something new that I will have more details on later. But let's just say it involves a television show about rocks. And that's all I'll say in the matter.
Oh, an anime about rocks? No. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
You just realized, didn't you?
Oh, no.
We're cracking it.
Nero, you can't
We're
do
cracking
this.
it open. We're cracking open the fucking Necronomicon. It's been 10 years. It's time.
Just keep doing talk cycles. I'm begging you. You don't have to do this.
I'm putting on the dark wizard robes. I'm grabbing a fucking chicken to sacrifice. We're doing this shit. We're cracking open the seals.
Oh, no. I got really excited for a second because I thought you were going to do a Seki no Kuni. Oh, no.
More on that show as the details develop.
Oh, no.
So look forward to that.
Oh, my God. You followed it up with a Voltron show. I fucking dare you.
We're never watching that. I refuse. Somehow there are 75 seasons of that fucking show, and it lasted 2 years.
I know.
I literally don't understand how that happened.
7 seasons in 2 years. Literally
Time
incredible.
dilation.
I'm Audrey. You can find me on Tumblr, Twitter, co-host, and Blue Sky at Optimum on Prime. That's my funny robot internet joke. You can listen to other podcasts I do called Pot of Greed, which is about Yu-Gi-Oh! We've just started season 3 of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, and it's popping off.
Is that the one with the dark synchros, or what's happening in that third one?
In the third one, it's the Illuminati bitches.
Oh fuck! Is that Earthbound Immortals, or is that no? It's different.
No, that was way earlier.
That already happened. Oh wait, I think this is Mech Lords. Oh shit!
Yeah, it's the one with the robots.
Yeah, those guys fucking rule.
That suck monsters up. The Diablos. The Diablos. Go, my Diablo army.
They produced Voltron on that planet from Interstellar, where like 1 year is 10 years or whatever. Like
you're still on this,
years.
huh?
I'm just thinking about it now. That show fucking sucks.
Anyway, that's it. I'm going to never forget about you, buddy. Transform and roll out.
I am going to be hyped up by God himself and then proceed to do absolutely fucking nothing. Transform and roll out.
Peach.
Transformers, more than meets the eye. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Transformers, robots in disguise.
Transformers, Energon.